Hey everyone, how are you all doing? Hope you are great, hope you are enjoying. So welcome to the another episode of the podcast Africa the next big thing. As you all know that I am on a mission to help African entrepreneurs become influent leaders, by promoting out their brand, their culture and sharing their success stories so that they can easily connect with the foreign investors and that will also keep the African youth inspired. So today the guest that we are having today, he's somebody who doesn't need that introduction because he's a great influential leader. He's also an author, he's a public speaker, he's also a personal development coach, which is the predominant thing that we are going to discuss today. He's also the founder of the company Growth Hive Consulting, which we are going to ask him, Mr. Olatunji Alonge. Maybe, I don't know whether I've sound his name correct or not, but yes, he's a great person. And the topic today is going to be the importance of personal growth and development in a successful business. So let's bring him on, welcome him on board, and the expert, the master, and here he comes. Hey
Yeah,
man.
it's good to be here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. It can only get better. I want to appreciate you for what you're doing. It's very thoughtful, very intentional, and it tells me again what it means for us as a new generation set of human beings. We are all brothers, we are all sisters, and geography is not a definition of our relationship. All right,
Yes.
we are becoming very conscious of the fact that hey, it doesn't matter where we are coming from. What really matters is that we are going same place, and it's a pleasure to be here. I really appreciate what you are doing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't mind the way you pronounce my name. I'm cool. Anyhow you pronounce it, it's good.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, that's nice. And you have a great name. And yes, of course, you are right. It doesn't matter, where we are coming from, but matters like what our goal is, where we want to go, where we want, what we want to achieve. And we are here to serve the society. We are here for the society. Like as I've told you earlier, I worked in Africa, especially in Ghana and Nigeria. These two countries are very close to my heart. So, these countries have given me so much that I want to pay back. And this is how I just want to pay back, and I want the youth to get inspired. I want youth to do something bigger, especially the African youth, because they have a huge demand. People want them, people really want them. And that's why, the reason to start this channel is to showcase their image, their culture to the different part of the world, that yes, this is something which is the next big thing. So Mr. Olatunji, before we just jump in straight away, like, you are a great public speaker. I know very well. You are also a personal development coach. Like, you help a lot of people, in developing their personalities, which is absolutely great. But before going to that, I just want to know a little bit your background story. Like, how did you started? What was your childhood like? Your education and everything.
Yeah, very interesting. I have a very relatable childhood. All right, growing up like every other human being anywhere in the world, and the best gift I have as a child and till now I'm still grateful for it is a gift of a father. All right, I had my father. He was my teacher. He was everything, to me. I lost him, before I was 11 years old, and all he taught me, between age 0 and 11 and 10, I would say, they are still very, very important to the trajectory of my life today. Um, Basically, I studied engineering, mechanical engineering, and I've just come to realize that a lot of us who did engineering, we eventually become more particular about building people than building machines. All right, and when we decide to build people, we do it in a different way, which I think with the machine touch, with the machine kind of thing, we pay attention to the wear and tear, we pay attention to the lubrication, we pay attention to very tiny details that somebody else will not have paid attention to because of our machine mindset. So personal development for me did not just come all of a sudden. It got inspired by my father. I've watched him over time, while he was still alive, taking different steps, becoming a better person. And then, as a young boy, he would buy me all my books, all right? And even while I was in primary school, basics, I would carry dictionary, and I'll start reading. Sometimes I wonder when I try to check back, what was I reading? But that interest in knowledge, that quest for knowing more has been there from the beginning. Some of my cousins told me that even while I was as young as 2 years old, I would carry newspaper, the ones that daddy will buy. I would just carry newspaper, I would just be staring at it when I don't even know what is there. But it's been there. So growing up, I would have been anything I wanted to be, but I decided, hey, let me become an engineer. All right. So I went to the university to study, mechanical engineering. But my major interest was, industrial engineering. That's the part of, engineering that deals with, the relationship of human equipment and machine. So it's not just the machine part. So I had that option in my final years. So after that, I began to look at it. I have good proficiency when it comes to engineering. I see how I see seats at the back end of some engineering companies, that my friends are doing. That's the business side of me. So I still sit there. Comes to design, innovation, conceptualization of, okay, this is how we're going to do it. This is how this machine should work, and all of it like that. I still do very well at that. In the future, I'm definitely going to start an engineering company, a very good one. So, but at the moment, I realize that helping people to grow is more important than building machines. All right. When I lost my dad, it became very tedious for me, right? Not just economically, but also growth wise. Everybody just had this thought that I know what to do. Even as a tender, boy at that young age, people just felt like, hey, he's like his dad, right? You should know what to do. And I see people that are even older than me coming to me to ask me questions, and I'm like, hey guys, I've not figured out my life yet, and you are here asking me questions about your own life. But those experiences kept on, building me, and before I knew it, I became very bold, very confident about my approach to life. All right. And I said, oh, it has become a strength to me. I, I don't just know how to uh, tell people this is what to do, this is what to do. I can now, I can really now make people do what they are supposed to do to get the desired result in their lives. I say, oh, this is interesting. So, and that has always been a difference for me, even as uh, a mechanical engineering undergraduate. Everybody can do engineering just like I can do. But
Yes.
I can do something that everybody else cannot do. I can, help you to make decisions. I can help you to become a better person, not just an engineer. So it stood me out of my colleagues. So when we have to do some things that relate to human, maybe on public speaking, I represented my school, on occasions, for debates, for competitions, just because of that side of me that came out different from a conventional engineer. So I saw it. I said, "Hey, this is interesting." So it's cool, and we are still on the journey, all right. And all the while, I've just been moving, metamorphosizing from a state to the other, and seeing how things, can become much better for people, business, and even nations. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Amazing story, specifically, from just being an engineer, from an engineering, learning about machines and doing all those things. You decided, you come to know about your purpose. Like, okay, this is something which is not resonating with you. Your passion was something else, and made that your purpose, and you decided to become an entrepreneur, like an entrepreneur things. Like, no, this is not something which is for me. I have to do something different that can even solve the problems in the society. So my next question to you is, what were the challenges that time, and how difficult it was? Because it was not sudden, like you overnight you decided, okay, let me just forget engineering or machines and let me just go and become an entrepreneur or become a coach. So what were the challenges that time, and what was really the tipping point where you decided, okay, this is the time I should go ahead?
Okay, I have a lot of family members who expected that, hey, if I'm not lecturing in the university, I should be working in one oil and gas firm, right, as an engineer. And those days they kept on, sending me in different job opportunities, apply for this, do this. And
Yes.
for me, I was sometimes I would respond to them that, okay, no problems, I would do it. But I know that my passion was not really for that. Even though I started, like an engineering team while I was on campus, all right. But my strength has always been in that part where I manage the team, the client, I conceptualize, okay, this is how the design should look like. Uh, the relationship between the design, the ergonomics, right, between the design and the people. So people has always been part of everything. Like I always have that sense for, okay, people, all right, people. I remember then as undergraduate, we did some project for some companies that got us on, the national dailies. We were in the newspaper for it and all of it like that. But leaving the university, getting on with life. Before I left the university, I started, whatever it is I'm doing today, and it was not interesting really. Um, People have that expectation, right? Why did you go to study this? Why are you doing this? Like I said, I still have so much interest in engineering. I'm still going to do a lot of things in engineering, all right? But at the moment, I realized that, hey, this is going to be my best foot, all right? So why not put it forward? Every other one can come behind. Every other, opportunity, every other thing that I have to explore about myself can come behind. So let this come. So it was really a very, very tough decision, but I had to make. I made it, and even till now, people still feel like, hey, when I share my experience with people, and people come to interact with how long I've been in the game, they feel like, hey, guy, it's been a while. But people will not pay attention to you until you begin to pay attention to yourself. The attention you
Correct.
pay to yourself is what makes people to feel like, hey, I think this guy is making sense. All right. I think this guy, yeah, I think he has something. And the attention you pay to yourself is reflected in your consistency about what you are doing. Because that makes you to come over it again and again and again and again. And we feel like, hey, if this guy is not making sense to himself, he will not be confident to come over again and again and again. So it's been a very tough decision. And why I have to go for that is because I saw that as a for my strength, it's easier for me to compound influence, all right, in solving the problem of people than just going to design a machine for the people, helping people to become the working machine, right? Helping people to become the reasonable machine that can solve problems, first of all, before we now begin to, profile solutions from, okay, let's have products like machine and all of it like that. So it's really, really a very difficult decision, but I have to make it. I'm still making it. I'll keep making it. That's it.
Crazy, crazy man, absolutely amazing. So so as a personality, like you are a personal development coach, so my next question to you is like, why personal development is so important, especially in today, in our life, also in our business, in every aspect. Like, I just want to know a little in brief from you.
Okay, one of my foremost role model and mentor is John Maxwell, John C. Maxwell. All
Okay.
right. In one of his books, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, uh, there's something very profound. He said, the assurance that the guarantee, that's the way he puts it, the guarantee that tomorrow will be better is growth. The guarantee that tomorrow will be better is growth. You see, while I was still in school as an undergraduate, one of my mentors, gave me an assignment to do. It was a writing assignment. He asked me to write an executive summary for a project we're about to undergo. Then I was the project manager for, Engineers Without Border, Nigeria in my school then. So, and when I was done writing and I sent to him, it was like, hey, he saw it. I felt like he got impressed, and I was like, hey, one day we're going to write book together. I said, oh, in me, I felt, the butterfly. But I came back to myself and I felt, hey, if I'm going to write book together with this great man, I have to become that person that can write co-author book with this man. So the concept of growth for me is everything is possible at the level of growth that it requires. A 5-year-old boy will not be given uh, a car key on his birthday as a birthday gift. But just wait a moment, it becomes a reasonable gift because he has grown to that extent.
Right.
So, the things we have not been able to get in our lives today are as a result of the growth we have not allowed ourselves to go through. So, in every sphere of life, in everything you want to do, the only thing that guarantees you getting it is the growth you have made for you. Very
Right.
important. In personal life, in business, when it comes to business, you are your business. That's my definition of business. You
Of
are your
course.
business. Your business cannot be better than you. Your business cannot grow than you. The capacity
Yes.
of your business is dependent on you as a person. So if you are
Correct.
not growing, forget it. Things around you are not going to grow. So it's very important that we pay attention to our growth trajectory. You know, you are a seed. You've got to be planted, nurtured, and groomed. So if you do
Yes.
not pay attention to yourself as a seed, as something that needs to grow, you're unable to do so much for yourself. You're unable to do so much in life. So personal development is something that's not negotiable. If as long as you're alive, you should not just grow old, grow up. It should be a
Right.
conscious and intentional effort. All right. You have to be very, very intentional about it that hey, who have I become in the space of this time and this time? Are your capabilities the same? Can you do today the things you could not do yesterday? What are the things you are learning how to do again tomorrow? It's very important. It's very important. And you see, the things that are making businesses to work today are not cause and effect. They are relationship, and relationship cannot be defined. Cause and effect is when I click on the wall switch to on the light comes on when I, you know, make the switch go on. And what really makes that happen is relationship. Where is the relationship?
Relationship.
The relationship is the electric cable between the switch and the light bulb.
Right.
Now, what makes the light bulb to come on is not because the switch is working, it's because the electric cable is connected.
Yes.
So when we begin to see the impact that we are able to create in business as a relationship than cause and effect, we value personal development because you're unable to make good network, you're unable to make good relationship when you're not a good person. You are going to definitely build the kind of person you are in any relationship you've got. So it's a long chain. If there's a break in the transmission of electricity or voltage now, no matter what you do to the switch, the light will not come on. And
Correct.
that's where personal development is very
Very
important
important.
in our lives and in businesses.
I appreciate your openness, the way you have explained it, in detail. It's something, even I get a lot of new insights from the way like you have explained. So I have a next question, and many viewers have this question, especially employees. This is something which I'm going to talk, and employee heart, what he wants to ask and what he wants to know. So this is going to be a question. uh, Maybe you have also noticed this, because I have also worked in a corporate world, and you have also gone through a lot of things. So my question to you is, why most bosses, I'm not saying 100%, but why 99% of bosses in today's corporate world, they hate their employees personal development? Why so?
The issue is this: they do not hate the employees' personal development. They are just
Are they
insecure.
scared, like maybe he will,
They
yes,
are they
insecurity,
are
like he
they
will
are
open?
insecure.
Yeah,
Yes, they are
insecure.
insecure. And now, why they are insecure is because uh, now this goes back. It doesn't happen with everybody. It doesn't happen everywhere. It goes back to the personality of the business that starts
Hmm.
from the management team. And remember, you are your business.
Yes.
You cannot be better than your business. Your
Right.
business is as good as who you are. So if as a person, you know, if you do not like people getting better, if you start a company, you will not like your employee getting better. That's it. So the insecurity that they have is that, hey, if this guy gets better, we we are going to lose this guy. Now we are going to lose this guy not to another, but to a better.
Hmm.
All right. Now the thing is this: because of the mindset of complexity, inferiority complex that is clouding the company's judgment or whatever it is, they do not see the reason to, okay, how can we become like that better company that this our employee may like to join, that this employee does not leave us to join. you know
Right.
somebody gave you an hint that, "Hey, I'm going somewhere. Why are you going there? I want to go and get a pen." And say, okay, all right, no problems. What are you supposed to do? Go get a pen, bring it here. The person will have no need going somewhere, because there is now what he wanted to go and get there here.
Right.
So why
Hmm.
why why they discourage the development of employee is because of the fear of losing them. And because of that fear, they refuse to pay attention to how to keep them. you
But
know
we are
uh
living in the digital world now. Let's say, because it happened earlier, it used to happen earlier, like when we were into information world and all this thing. But now we are living in digital world, and in digital world there is nothing like an employee can't do. There are a lot of jobs in the market. There are, just employee has to grow himself. And yes, there are people, like earlier it used to happen before 10, 12 years. It still happen in Africa. I've seen, like, people, they work for one company for last 15 years, 20 years. I've seen it in Ghana. But the thing is, now, that time, let's say, when a boss shout on his employee, shout, yell, sometime abuse, the employee can't do anything. He's like, you know at least he's my boss, I can't go and switch. But do you think that thing is in today's youth? I don't think so. Today youth say, hey man, don't shout at me, I have another job, I have another boss in the market. So is that also one reason, like, boss is insecure, like, this man will leave me tomorrow, so if I teach him everything, he's going to go to my competitors and tell all these things? What do you have your say?
yeah. It's one of the insecurity. And you see, the millennials are actually uh changing the game. The
Yes,
millennials don't give a shit. All right, you shout at them, they walk away.
of course. You're done. Of course.
They walk away. So you know the the
I
the
did same thing.
introduction. That's it. So the introduction of this younger generation into the workforce is beginning to manage the temperament of employers,
Yes.
because they realize that, hey, if I shout at this young man, at this young lady, it can go away. So naturally they will have shouted if it were to be 10 years ago, 20 years ago. But now they feel like, if I shout, I won't get this person to work for me again. And this person does not even mind. As a matter of fact, this person does not have wife or husband or
Hmm.
anything to even care about. It's just
Yes.
himself. So he doesn't care. He's going to walk away, without any feel of pain. So the employers are now beginning to, just calm down a bit. And in that wise, they are beginning to form that habit of calming down. Okay, I should not shout. Okay, they now begin to reason with their young employees. Okay, what do you want us to do? Those that can, you see them making effort to doing those things that make the employee to feel comfortable. You see, it's the atmosphere. All right, it's not
Atmosphere.
just
Yes.
it's not just it's not just what it looks like. It's the atmosphere. How does it feel for people? It's like football. There are some clubs that every player there are preparing themselves to go to a better club from that club. It's always like that. And you know what? The club that are actually becoming like, I will call it like the academy for other clubs are not losing either. They're also making profit because it's like when we are able to raise a Ronaldo, we're able to raise a Neymar, a Messi, and I want to sell them. We're going to sell them for a huge profit. So that way they are confident about it. Okay, no problem. You want to leave us, you can go.
Yes.
But they know that they have been able to make a really, really great impact through them. So and
Correct.
now there's something that is becoming very, very important that we need to take, seriously. Um, if you see the trajectory of how people are leaving a company for the other, you notice that they leave a company and they go to another one, yet they still appreciate the company they are leaving.
Hmm.
They make a post on it on social media, on LinkedIn, that it's been
Yes.
5 years with social company. I appreciate this, and that used not to be. People before now leave companies without even paying any regard to them. They
Yes.
just
Yes.
leave. They
They
bang
just
the
leave.
door.
Yes.
They bang
Yes.
the door. They don't care what happens. But now
Yes.
that narrative is changing. Why is it changing? Because people are now becoming more conscious of building bridges than walls.
Yes.
That,
The
okay,
walls.
if even though you leave, it doesn't mean that you cannot still be useful to us. The concept of
Of course.
remote work, all right? You can be in that company and you can still render certain services to us even in our company remotely. We don't need you to come. We can still consult you, all right? You can
Yes.
still be there and you're still helping somebody to grow here, all right? So
Yes.
basically, it's a function of person, who you are. If you don't like the growth of people when you start a company, no matter the structure you put in place, no matter the way you put the structure, if you don't like the growth of people naturally in your business too, you will not encourage the growth of your employee. But
Yes.
gone are the days, right? A friend of mine will say it is no longer competition, it is competition. Now that's
Okay.
cooperating and in a competition. You are
Competition.
cooperating with
Hmm.
your competitor, right?
Yes.
Competition. Don't fight your employees. They are your first customer. If customer is really
Yes.
king, your employee are your first customer. So if you don't
Are
treat
your
them
first
well,
customer.
forget it. You are going to lose
Yes.
out, and that's it.
Yes. 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 No, and I have to appreciate, my ex-boss on this. He's in Ghana right now. He's working in Ghana. He's a good business in Ghana. So that man really knows how to keep employees for long. Even, if I when when I just quit my job, I quit my job to become an entrepreneur. I wanted to start something of my own. The only one thing that I always feel like, why he didn't support me, and doesn't matter, because when you want to do something, okay, doesn't matter if one person doesn't support you. There are a lot of people who are going to come and support you. But till the time he was my boss, he was one of the greatest boss I have ever worked with, and he's the only boss that I have worked for. Because after that I've started my own business, I'm doing everything on my own, and all rest is history. But I cannot forget that man, because that man is able to keep employees with him for last 10 years, 15 years, who are working for last so long years, with him. So such an amazing leader, a great man. uh, he knows that I love him a lot. I respect him. So that's amazing, So, boss, my next question to you is like, as you are a personal development coach, and yes, you have explained so many good traits. So, give me some aspects like what students and employees today can work on because they need the personal development most, you know. So, what do you have to say? Let's say, what employees need? What do you see like three aspects? What employees need today the most for the personal development?
It's very interesting to understand that you cannot give what you don't have. All right, you can't give
Yes.
what you don't have. And there's one of my programs on LinkedIn where we talk about businesses. That's business momo. All right. So I host business founders. We get to talk about very difficult business issues in a story like format. All right. We tell story about something that you should go to Harvard Business School to learn. So, but we make you understand it
I
by
recently
just telling
graduated.
story. Right.
Yes.
Congratulations. So, we
Thank you.
just get those things to people easily. And there's a part of it that I want to really make stand out. I'm already building, the profile for that and see how we can make that stand out. And I call it the CEO's disease. All right,
Hmm.
the CEO's
Okay.
disease. Um, a lot of people look very good on social media, but when you begin to hear the backstory of what is happening in their companies, you are surprised.
Yes.
They are not looking beautiful at all. They are not sounding good at all. And this is all because somebody has refused to pay attention to himself in becoming a better person.
Right.
And you can't, no matter the structures you have in place, it gets to a point that you cannot hide your personality from your business. Structures can help
Yes.
you keep it for the shortest time possible, but the real you is going to be exposed when pressure comes. You are going to
Right.
crash under pressure. You just realize that you flare up. Oh, you just look around. Oh, I'm in the office space. You already made the mistake.
Yes. Oh, right.
But
And what to
there's
students?
yeah. I'm going there now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do to a cup of water. When you shake a cup
Yes.
of water very well, what will come out of it is water.
Water.
If you shake a
Right.
cup of water, the content does not change because you are shaking it. Sand
Right.
will not come out of it, gold will not come out
Right.
of it. So pressure does not change us, it only allows us to express ourselves. So um the value for people has to become very, very intentional. The value for people by employer has to be very, very intentional. You see, when you value people enough, a lot of things you are going to get right because you think about them, you think about what they want to do, how they want to do it, and before you know it, because you value people so much, you become a reference point to their growth when they are with you or not with you. Just like you just mentioned, your boss now.
Hmm.
The thing is, people cannot be with you forever. People cannot be
Yes.
with you for life. They weren't with you before they became part of you. They will not be with you after now. So, because of that, you should value them so much that even when they are not with you, there's a lot of good reference, lot of
Right.
nostalgia that makes sense about, oh, yeah, when I was there, and that's the connection that you're going to
Yes.
have. That's the connection you're going to have.
Yes.
And for young people, you see, um, becoming the best you is the only gift you can give your world. Now, let me quickly look at it. You cannot be better than you. All right. The first you there is your own universe. YOU. Your own universe cannot be better than your yieldedness, your opportunity, your originality, your uniqueness. You cannot be better than you. So, for young people, I like to really talk about um, the yieldedness. All right,
Hmm.
the yieldedness. You see, a gold does not become a gold if it refused to subject itself to the heat of the furnace.
Correct.
Don't be in a hurry to shine, young man, young lady, because if you are truly going to shine for long, it will take the time. So trust the process, be yielded enough to the process.
Right.
Don't cut the corners.
Correct.
Give yourself fully to the process because your shining time will last when you give yourself fully to the process. So don't be agitated by other people that are making waves now because when they started, you didn't know about them. The day you begin to know about them was not the day they started. They started long time ago. So don't just want to become the person you are seeing today without paying the price
Yes.
that it requires. And
Hustle
because of the
is
speed,
required.
very important. And because of the
Yes.
speed of how things are happening today, you can be deceived to feel
Yes.
that it doesn't take time for great things to happen. It still takes time for great things to happen. It doesn't matter how fast things are getting today, it is still going to be needed to understand that time is the currency for making things happen. And the quality is going to be dependent on your yieldedness. How yielded are you? What more do you want to do to be different from others? Do you just want to jump out of the furnace when you are not yet a gold, but you look like a gold already? Or you're going to stay a bit more so that you can become that true gold? You know, it's very important. How much extra miles do you want to go? How much extra effort do you want to put? How much extra do you want to become so that you can become the extraordinary? Your yieldedness. Very important. So, young people, all right, young people, pay attention to it. I think I have an acronym for you, youth, all right?
Yes.
YOUTH. What you do, all right? What you do, that's YOU, you do with your time and your habits, has
Habits.
a lot to do with who you become, all right? Your time and your habit. Where you spend your time tells us what you are really interested in. If you spend your time on growing you, it means you are interested in you. It means you are interested in becoming a better person. And what you do with your time, how you behave with your time is your habits. And your
Correct.
habit is what makes you. Your habit is the tiniest matter that becomes who you become. So pay attention. As a youth,
Right.
pay attention to your
Oh,
time and your habits.
I totally feel you on this because this question I always ask by the end of the podcast, like what you want to give advice to a youngster, but you have explained so well. I hope all the youth people who are just watching this episode, I hope you all have got your answer. He has explained so well that just focus on the process. Don't worry about the results. You have to do the grind. You have to hustle. See, if you feel like okay, if I don't do hard work and I achieve this something, maybe out of thousand there is one person who has a good destiny who can get that. But all remaining 999 people, you have to hustle, because if you don't hustle, trust me, I have friends, Mr. Olatunji, who got good business from their father, who just got it, who are born millionaires. People like me are somebody who become on their own, who hustled a lot, who struggled a lot to become a millionaire. But these, I have a friends, and I am not a kind of like, it's not a jealousy or something, but yes, they get everything from their father. But do you know what, those of them who were very much focused, who always wanted to stay grounded, they achieved really success, they achieved success. But those who just shouted on their father wealth, money, because they got everything, trust me, the day some of them, when they lost their father or something happened, they never back up, bounce back in their business, never. Their business badly collapsed because of their ego issues, because they were not grounded, because they got everything from their father, so they feel like okay, we have everything. But that time only that man survive who actually hustle, who is a self-made, who actually work hard. So youth, stop shouting on your dad wealth. If he has a lot of money, great. If not, do on your own, become a self-made, do something of your own, and make your dad feel proud, not you feel proud. That's my last message. So
Good one, good one.
yeah, thank you. So, Mr. Olatunji, my next question now to you is like you are a founder of a company, Growth Hive Consulting. So, what is it all about if you want to just tell the viewers?
Yeah, Growth Hive Consulting helps people to grow and
Okay,
businesses to grow.
okay,
So basically, what we do is, you know, helping people realize their personal growth goals and
okay,
also helping businesses realize profit. All
all
right.
right,
So, it's like two-edged sword, right? You come for personal development growth, hey, we are there for you. You come for your business development, we are there for you. Taking your idea from the idea stage, helping you to bet it to execution, turning into product and services that is market fit, hey, we are there for you. And personal development, we are there for you. At the submission, we now see ourselves as okay, a nation builder. All right. So we see how we can bring in personal development and business development together as tool to building nation. So that's all we do uh, on Growth Hive with Growth Hive Consulting. So for personal development, the signature program, you know, is growth activation process course. It's a one-on-one growth product that takes you in 90 days who you want to be, from who you are to who you want to be, setting you on that path. All right. And
right,
then for business, it's a whole business work, business modeling, structure, your plan, your market penetration strategy, and all of it like that. So for business. So opportunity intelligence is a program I do, online.
okay,
That's for personal development. All right. And business momo is for business development. So that's a
great.
phase, right? The publicity phase for the business side, and the publicity phase for the personal development is opportunity intelligence. So that's it.
Oh, amazing. And so, are you doing this in Nigeria or you are also in other countries for now?
Just in Nigeria, but
In Nigeria.
just
Okay,
the benefit of technology has made us to be able to have
okay,
connections, right, with
yes,
people outside our geography. So that's it.
right. So, where do you see your company after 5 years? What are
Yeah.
your plans?
uh, um, the company is conceptually a seed, all right, that is
Okay,
planted not just somewhere. So it's it's with all of our clients, right? We are planted with all of our clients, right? We are part of them. So we are you cannot confine us to okay, this is what we can do. We are
right.
part of what our people are going to do. Wherever you want to
Yes,
see our people in the next 5 years, we are there. We are just
you're
there
there.
with everybody. And that's it.
Oh, that's amazing. And because I'm also a business coach, I'm working with Americans for now to this. Yeah, I have an audience in United States. So I would love to join and know more about it. Later on, we can connect on this and let's see, like, because see, this industry is all about collaboration. So let's
That's it.
see how we can, yeah, play win-win for everybody. We can do it. So this podcast I really don't want to end because I'm getting so much insight for myself as well, and even I know that my viewers are also getting a lot of things. So and you have answered all the questions, because all the things that I have in my mind. So there's just a last question now for you is what do you want to appeal to the investors of North America, Europe, and India? Because I have an audience who is watching this episode. What do you want to appeal them about the Africa market?
Yeah. By statistics, we have the most number of young people who
Yes,
are, available for work. All right. And I noticed that what makes this number to be effective is not what we have under the ground, is what we have on the ground. All right.
Yes.
It's the mind of the people. It's not just in the number of hands that can walk or
Yeah.
legs that can move. It's in the capacity of the mind, and that is the multiplicative factor. That is the competitive advantage, for any industry. The mind. I'm working with a friend now to starting something about jobs. I do a lot of things about job, helping people to get jobs, CV writing, go study abroad, and all of it like that. Statement of purpose, and but I noticed that there is a gap, and it's going to be attached to our business Momo platform. I call it them the business Momo jobs, right? Raising
Okay.
lean conscious employees. So it's a place where we're going to be given we are going to be giving um, young people, young school graduates, just entry level workers and all of it like that, the needed skill for fitting into the 21st century job requirement.
Right.
Basically, you
Yes.
should know how to be able to convey a live stream. You should know how to be able to engage somebody that is not in your geography. You should know how to write a nice mail. You should know how to, do a simple design. You should know how to, write. There are some basic soft skills, all right, that if you don't know how to uh, go about them in this age, you're unable to uh, express your relevance to a global audience. People will just feel like, hey, you are good at what you do, but you do not have that way of expressing your relevance. So it's going to be a big deal. I look forward to a lot of partnership in that regard, raising lean conscious employee. All right, giving them the all the needed soft skill that's going to make them do well at any job that is global conscious in this age.
Right. So that's amazing. So I just want to end this now because it's something that you have given so great amount of value to all the people, even to myself. I have learned plenty new things from you. And especially one thing that I just want to repeat again for my viewers: people buy you first, later your product. So personal development is really, really important. And I also have one stats I just want to tell here. The famous marketer, Gary Vee, the famous influencer on social
Yeah,
media,
yeah,
he
yeah.
has a company, Vayner Media. That company has 250,000 followers, but Gary Vee has 10 million followers. You see the personal development. Even Tesla has 16 million followers, but Elon Musk has 100 million followers. So always remember, your personal development matters the most.
That's it.
People are, yes, and you are a great example, Mr. Olatunji. People, maybe they'll forget your company tomorrow. They'll feel like, but when they invest in your company, when they come to you actually. He is the one who is going to run the show. He's the man. He has an idea. He's a passionate. He's this and all. Let me invest in. You see that most of the investors, they invest in a person when they
Yep,
feel to invest in a company. Who is a
yep,
person who is going to run the show? There are huge companies, when the investors have invested and the company just collapsed because the person who has to run, he was not that skillable or knowledgeable. But a person, people invest in people. So I just want to end by saying that. So thank you so much, Mr. Olatunje, for your valuable time. You come, you decided, okay, you also come, you should also give your value insights to the audience, which is great. So I really want to thank you, and all my viewers, thank you so much for your time. I'll see you with another episode next week. Till that, go ahead, enjoy your weekend. Have a great day.
thank you so much, everybody. We love you.
Yeah.